It's time for your Monday brokerage update, sponsored by FreightWaves Sonar. My name is Kyle Cunningham. Let's jump into a head haul map, looking at volumes all around the USA. So in your brokerage update today, what we want to look at is the concept of how are you going to set yourself up for this week. We've got a lot of red here on the map. Indianapolis, talking about Dallas, Texas as well. Red is going to imply a lot more inbound volume versus outbound volume. So if you see any zones here that you're working in, these are zones you really want to hit hard this week and take very good precaution on getting the most margin. On the opposite side of the coin, Harrisburg, talking about Fort Worth as well, those blue zones, you're going to have to work a little bit harder. If you run a lot of freight out of those regions, come into work a little bit earlier and look for a better truck. Now here's an option on this map. If you find yourself hauling freight out of a blue zone, quickly run up, find a truck in a red zone and drag it into that blue zone, possibly find yourself a better rate. Now let's kick it on over and talk about what's happening out of LA. So at the beginning of the week, we always want to look and find a specific market that has a lot of volume but low rejections. What is that going to mean for the brokers out there? So let's look at that Southern California market. You can see here we've got Los Angeles, California, we've got Ontario right outside, that Fontana market, and then we've got San Diego as well. So there's a really interesting pattern. They basically follow each other nearly to a T, but San Diego right here actually catching up and not diverging from the trend at all. So under 1% for all outbound rejections. You should see really good margins on this if you're holding some valuable freight. Now let's talk pricing. Let's see what's happening over there. So we got our DAT long haul van rates. We're running LA to Seattle, $2.15 a mile, and then LA to Dallas, opposite side, $1.48 a mile. What we're able to do inside of Sonar is break down the outbound rejections by a specific lane as well. So we've got our LA to Dallas lane. That's matching up there, 2.16%, extremely favorable for brokerage. So that $1.48, you might be able to slap it down just a little further. Now our LA to Seattle line, this is our white line here for the rejections. So a $2.15 a mile, that's a pretty good rate for that mile. You might be able to drag it down just a little bit as well because it's just sitting one little point above at 2.17. So let's go ahead and move over to next, talking about Dallas. Your lead time increasing. As the lead time is going to increase, you're going to see a weaker rate to the truck. As you can see right here, a lot of outbound options for Dallas, while the outbound rejections are sitting under 3%. Good news for brokers. Next up, let's see what happens to close it out. We've got the outbound volume in Dallas trending down. You can see basically from mid-August until now, the options for carriers are quickly dwindling. Hey, as always, please stay tuned to FreightWaves Now for your brokerage updates every single day.